Hi everybody, my name is Cassandra Donnelly. I'm a mixed media artist and I just started this YouTube channel. I'm pretty new to the video making process, so you'll have to kind of allow me a little bit of forgiveness, please. But I promise I'll get better at it. But I wanted to introduce myself. So I'm a mixed media artist in Norfolk, Virginia. I live about a half a mile from the beach. Absolutely love the beach. I love the ocean. I'm surrounded by water where I live. My art studio is a converted garden shed. There's a separate video that I've made about my art studio. It's at home. I just bought my place like 2 years ago. It's my very first house, and I'm just really excited about everything God is doing. I work as an art therapist in a psychiatric hospital. I've been doing that for 23 years. I'm 54 years old, in case you're wondering how that's possible. Literally though, when I tell people how long I've been at the job, I get these puzzled expressions. So I thought I'd throw that in there. I just had my birthday this past Friday. So anyway, I'm Spirit-filled Christian, and I wanted to make this channel basically to complement my ministry. I'm also a minister, and I go to River Room Church, so I do mental health workshops there once a month, and we basically I teach and I preach. And then we do art making, and I love it. I absolutely love it because there's no time limit. We usually meet on a Saturday and we maybe go for 3-4 hours, and I can combine the art making with the messages that God is giving me and lead other people into healing and wholeness through art making and through spiritual truths, biblical teaching, etc. I am a survivor of sexual abuse and all kinds of abuse. I don't want to get into my history about that right now, but I've used art my entire life to heal from that, starting maybe at the age of 4. And so my view in art making is maybe a little different than traditional artists, because to me the art making is more important than the actual product or selling of it. Although I've sold artwork and I've been, in some galleries and done a few art shows, that hasn't been my priority or my focus. So I haven't advanced as far with that as yet. Although I'm going to move more in that direction. My focus more has been on art making as a form of healing. And because I'm an art therapist, also I tend to view art differently. Like, I encourage people to embrace the art making, whether it's beautiful or not, because sometimes the ugly needs to come out, and it just needs a safe place to come out. And so in my own art making, I'm really fascinated with like scraps, that maybe ugly scraps that get transformed into something beautiful. I think that's what God has done in my life. I really love collage making and mixed media, but with my mixed media, usually I'll start it as a collage, whether it be on like watercolor paper or canvases, and then I'll put all these different scraps into the collage, and then I build on it. I love building layers. And some of the scraps might be like, for instance, I do collage with the patients like once a week, and I usually have to show them what to do. So I have all this like material from work that I bring home, and usually when I'm showing people how to do something, I'm not trying to make a great piece of art. I'm just kind of showing real quick. Well, I love to take those scraps and then turn it into something. I love jelly printing. I've been into that lately. I only learned about it maybe a year ago, and I just started doing art journaling and junk journaling. I kind of combine the two, so I'm really excited about that. In the past, I've tried to make art journals, and I just couldn't get very far because I was doing like an altered book, or I wasn't doing a ring bound. I realized that for me, a ring bound journal is the way to go, because I like to bring art from outside into the book, or be able to rearrange things, or it's just, once I discovered that, it was like a whole new world opened up for me. So I love that. I am a very exploratory artist, a very process-oriented artist, a very intuitive artist. So it's going to be different for me to try to explain what I'm doing, or maybe I can't always explain it, but I just love it, and I'm maybe like bold in my approach, since I feel like even if the art is not successful, it's beneficial just to make it, and even like what is not successful can later be altered or turned into something, or fitted into another piece that is successful. So I don't really get too upset. Now sometimes I am making, like for instance, mixed media painting, and I've put a lot of work into it. I want it to look a certain way, and then maybe I'll be a little bit more careful with that. But what's funnest for me is making art that just doesn't have to be anything in particular. It could just be what it wants to be. And so I'm very much intuitive. I'm spirit filled, so sometimes my art, it can be prophetic, and also God can speak to me through the art. So I mainly created this channel to share my art process and the healing process, but also I needed to make the channel to supplement the mental health workshops, which by the way we call Psalms 102 Ministries. And I need a way, like for instance, we've been doing grief journals lately, and so I need a way to show people how to do the grief journals, because we're getting a lot of, well, my groups aren't very big, but we keep having more people come, and some of people in my group are already finished with their grief journal, and then we got other people coming in, so I need to be able to refer them to, online, to how to create the grief journal, so I can move on to something else. So what else? So I'm inspired by nature, I'm inspired by emotions, I'm inspired by my spirituality. I'm inspired especially by the transformative power of God, and how that gets projected through the art making, and what God does in the art making. The story that the art making tells, even if you don't understand the story, it still tells a story, and it still allows those emotions to be worked through. And so that healing power, I just love that. And so through this channel, I want to inspire you to maybe embrace the power of art, the power of God. I don't really want this to be how do I say this? I want to be free to be me, and I do sometimes, I can preach and teach, but I don't want that to be the main objective here. I want the main objective to be about the art making itself. So even if you disagree with me, or even if you're not a Christian, I want you to feel welcome here, because I believe that I'm creating a supportive, accepting environment for everybody. But I want to maybe inspire you with God's truth, with God's love, with God's ways. That's probably going to come out, so I don't want it to try to stifle myself in any kind of way. Also want to just inspire you to just be accepting of yourself where you are, but yet at the same time not settle for where you are. Like, God loves us where we are, but He's always taking us through a transformative process where we become more like Him, and we become a better version of ourselves. So what I've tried to do is accept myself where I am, with my imperfections and all. You're going to see that I'm not very perfect. I sometimes stumble over my words. My art's not always pretty. Sometimes it is. And I think all of that needs to be allowed and maybe even embraced. And we need to learn to love ourselves, even, the ugly parts of ourselves, but yet, and accept our limitations, because that's kind of where I'm at right now. Kind of wondering about what are my limitations, how do I accept that I'm limited, but yet through my limitations, you know, I rely on God and He's strong and He gets me through. But yet He doesn't keep me in that limited place. He's constantly, you know, healing me, so I'm becoming a better version of myself. So I'm not sure I said that well, but anyway, that's just where I am right now. And you're probably going to see a lot of my healing, you know, process happen through my art, or my spirituality through my art, and my explorations through my art. So I want to maybe inspire you to explore and try new things too. Always like trying to learn different art techniques. I dabble in quite a bit. I really have a wide range of interest with the mixed media, so you might see quite a lot of different techniques in here. I'm not going to commit to any particular amount of videos, just when I feel inspired. Eventually, once I settle down and retire, I want to do more art making, more videos, etc. But for now, I'm just going to try to make a few however I feel inspired, and learn how to do it better. I promise I'll get better at it. So that's, I guess, my intro. So I'm happy to be here. I love watching other people's videos, and hopefully you enjoy watching mine as well. So if you like what you see here, then please like and subscribe. All right, be blessed, everybody. Bye.